Ugh. Welcome to us. Thanks for coming.
You sound like Homer Simpson.
That's what I was trying to sound like.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well done.
Welcome to Two Girls, One Pod with Angie and Yvie. That's Angie. I'm Yvie. I'm recording in Wurundjeri country.
And I am filming, stop it, recording in Gadigal land. Happy to be here. Not for too much longer, thank God. I mean, I love it, but I'm so looking forward to going home. I just want my house back.
You've got a tenant there. Have you been using it for Airbnb?
No, it's getting renovated right now as I'm speaking, actually. It's getting a full renovation.
Along?
It's getting a new roof. It's got a new water tank. It's got new floors.
Exciting.
It's
Imagine what it's going to be like when you get home.
I know, I'm so excited. I can't hardly wait. So when I get back...
And the best part? You'll get to see Bella again.
I know. You know, my builders send me updates of just her because I'm not allowed to see the house. It's a surprise. And
oh, my God.
She'll be like hard at work and she's just like sitting on my floor.
Is she a tradie dog now?
Yeah, and she looks for me all the time. Oh, actually... Can I take a moment, speaking of dogs, to say R.I.P. to Oscar?
Oh, I know.
Oscar's law.
He passed Sunday night and extremely sad. You know what? I've still got a photo, Ange, of him from 2013, from Christmas time, with him on it saying, you know, Oscar's law. Like that changed so many lives, that particular story, that particular dog had been through hell and back. And for Deb to go to jail to get him.
Yes.
If you don't know the Oscar's Law story, please look it up and have a look at the video and everything.
We'll put it in our show notes, actually. We'll link the Instagram page and you can go check out Oscar's Law. If you're a fellow dog rescuer like us or animal rescuer, you'll love this story.
It will certainly help you understand what these breeders do, and it will help you make a decision the next time that you want to buy a dog or a cat, and it will help you understand where my Autumn comes from and what she was put through as well.
But sending lots of love to Deb. She's amazing.
Yeah,
and obviously R.I.P. to Oscar because he's so beautiful. So it's Halloween week. All the scary people are out. But we didn't do anything because we're boring as So instead we're going to read out scary stories.
Well, we don't have Halloween stories to tell you because we've told you our Halloween stories in the past, but we do have scary stories. We were thinking a nice little segment would be, what are some scary stories that you have? And a really good scary story we think at any time of the year, any time of the day, is if you send a text to the wrong person.
Yep.
Have you done it, Angie?
You know me well, and you know I'm the sort of person that this would happen to.
Would, yeah,
like, I'd send it to, my boss or something, really cringe. But no, I can't think of any.
I reckon you've blocked it out then because...
I've trauma blocked it.
Yeah, trauma blocked it.
I don't send
I've definitely
pictures.
done it, but I think I've trauma blocked. No, like just, you know, that I hate that person and you've sent it to the wrong person, to the actual person.
Oh, no, you know what? I've
done that before.
I haven't done that. I've been so
isn't
blessed.
she a mole? I can't believe. And gone, oh my God, like the feeling of it. The latest one that happened to me wasn't sending it to the wrong person. It was I was having a massive fight with my brother, and then I'd sent a text to his wife to say,
oh, that's right.
We just had a massive fight. Isn't he a dickhead? And I didn't know it was a family.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
Everyone got, how weird.
Yeah, that is weird. They need to sort that out.
Sort it out. But, you know that I do remember in the past feeling that absolute, oh my God, I've sent it to, like, it is like your blood drains from your face. You just, I had someone get into my email. I gave them my password because I was living with them and they had no internet, but they had one at work. So I said, can you just print off my emails? And she said, yeah, no problem. And there was this one email that I'd written which was a bit of a, you know, raunchy one.
Back in the day when sexy emails were a thing.
It was just a really intimate, private email. And when her and I had a fight, she sent it to my entire contact list.
Can you mouth who it is but don't say it? Will I know who it is?
No, you don't. You don't. That happened in 2001. And I've never spoken to her again. And you know what the funny thing is? On my Facebook, she came in and said, blast from the past. I know we had our differences and blah, 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 blah. But, and it's totally fine if you never want to talk to me again. And I was like, block.
You're like, I'm not forgiving this. This is like my heart.
Scorpio over. Like, who does that?
That's really horrible.
Oh, it was awful.
That's some next level.
I had so many good friends email me back and go, babe, I don't know if you meant to do that, but did you, that was a really intimate email. And some people were laughing.
What was better, the people that were laughing or the people that were like, are you okay? Were you happy that people kind of like were like, funny, good is that not a good thing?
It was all awful. I just wish that no one had bothered reading it. One person said, I got a paragraph in, and when I realised that this wasn't meant to be for me, and I stopped reading.
Oh, that takes a lot of willpower and strength.
Absolutely.
I'd read the whole damn thing. I wouldn't send it on, but I would read every last word. Well, you know what, girlfriend? You're not the only person with a scary text story. We've got some from the social medias. We also have celebrity ones, and I put some on my thing too, Instagram, that I want to read out. There's a few funny little ones.
Good.
So Emma Bunton, aka Baby Boy, revealed once that she accidentally sent a dirty photo to her mum instead of her partner. I feel like that would happen a lot. And if anything, I wouldn't mind sending a picture to my mum rather than my dad.
Yeah, you know what? I was just thinking the same thing. Your mum birthed you, so she's seen you naked a lot. And as an adult, seeing you naked probably would freak her out, but not nearly as much as would freak your dad out.
I just feel like my dad wouldn't handle it well. He kind of shut down as soon as he knew I got boobs and my period. So if he had to see the boobs or the thing that the period comes out of, he'd have a nervous breakdown.
Or the period. That might be a naughty picture she sends. Who knows? No judgment.
Oh, my God. For anybody whose father's seen you nude accidentally through a text, I feel for you immensely.
Yeah,
that
immensely.
That is cringe.
Oh, my God. Having a partner named Dan seems to be a common cause for sending text/photos to the wrong people because it's so close to dad.
Yeah. I mean, do you save your dad under that?
I just have my dad's name, whole name, like Dad George Shidletsky, and it has ice in case of emergency in there as well.
Remember when I saw Matt Ice and I was like, why do you have ice next to his name? Is he like an ice addict now? Well, I didn't know what it meant.
No judgment.
No judgment at all. Go off.
Do you know what? I got a phone call from emergency services saying your father has called emergency services and you're the contact in his phone. When I was up with my dad this year, I went into his phone and in the settings you can put in all of your medical things. So if anything does happen to you, you've got next to kin ice in case of emergency. You've got all your medications in there and everything. It's an actual thing that Apple do. So my dad had been pushing the side button too long. You know how it goes to emergency?
Bless him. Yeah.
So it called and it let me know.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Isn't that wonderful?
That's so good.
If you have it in your phone, get your parents, especially your elderly parents, make sure in their phones, in the settings, go to the health part. So important.
Little side note for you this Halloween.
Not so scary.
Shocky.
Yeah.
You might need it. I've got one on my Instagram was send a link to a vibrator I wanted to the family group chat with my husband's family.
Oh my God, that would be mortifying. Husband's family. Your own family's bad enough, but your partner's family.
Yeah, because your
father-in-law.
Nah, don't care for that at all. I'd tap straight out of that one. Somebody said they got caught out recycling a nude. They sent it to, they used it. And they're like, they're like, you've already sent me that. And they're like, oh, no, I haven't. They're like, you haven't. And she'd send it to somebody else. I love that. That's very, very lazy girl vibes. That's something I would do.
I got recycled nudes.
Did you?
Sent to me. Yeah, I could tell that they were not fresh. I
From
could tell.
like somebody's. Oh, how do you tell?
Oh, background, when you saw them, haircuts, that kind of thing.
Oh.
You're like, that's not what you look like right now.
Sneaky. I'd love to know
Sneaky
how many
and lazy.
people do this.
I reckon a lot of people do it. I reckon there are a lot of women sitting on the lounge with like their tracky dacks on, and someone goes, send me a nude.
And you
she
just got a
sends them
folder.
a nude from when, a folder where she's curated herself.
Good on her.
And she's just like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to make sure that it's on the lounge that you're actually on. And if you have a look at the info of the photo, you can actually see when it's dated. So make sure you change the date because you can do that.
Oh,
anyway,
God.
have you got any more?
Send a nude to my brother. Oh, that would be so bad. I wouldn't mind sending it to Joshua because Joshua would just be like, nice boobs, girl.
Yeah, nice boobs.
Whereas Bradley would be like, he wouldn't be able to look me in the eye.
Yeah, Bradley would be like, is this a joke?
He'd throw up in his entire mouth.
Yeah, and so he should. That is so disgusting. I had my brother sleep next to me drunk once and he pulled me closer in the middle of the night and I got up and left the bed because I wasn't sure what was going to happen and I didn't want anything, probably nothing. Like he was probably giving me a cuddle, maybe.
What?
I don't know.
Did you think he thought that you were his wife?
No, this was before he was married. We used to have the house to ourselves every year, every Christmas. Mum and Dad would go away, and so we'd just get really drunk. And sometimes we'd pass out in their bed after we'd been watching TV or something. And one night we passed out in their bed, and then Matt reached out and grabbed me and pulled me close, and I didn't feel anything, so there was like nothing sexual in it. But I thought, oh, this is uncomfortable.
I don't like it. I don't like this.
Getting out of bed just in case. And I always felt really bad because in the morning when he woke up and I wasn't there, I hope he didn't think, oh, she wouldn't have fucking sleep with me last night. Like, what a mean bitch. We were bonding. And there I am getting out of bed because his dick was in my back. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh, my God.
But I was frightened that it might turn into that. And I was like,
oh, God, it's made me feel so violently
yeah, it
ill.
made me feel
I don't
really,
know why.
really...
This story's not sat well with me.
No, it's never sat well with me either. You know what? I've never, ever told anyone that story.
Do you want all of Australia at any given point to know that story?
Yeah, it's a good story, don't you think?
I don't know.
And it ended well. Nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. I don't think anything.
Stop it.
God almighty.
Oh, I just got really
Anyway,
sweaty,
we've got some listener stories that I've got for you.
Okay, next.
We heard from Lily and she said I once sent a boob pic to a girl from school instead of my boyfriend and that's how we ended up becoming good friends. That's a nice story. Better than mine.
That's better than the sicko brother story. Oh, my God.
I've told you the bad story about how I saw my brother's heart on, the very first one he ever had.
No more brother talk. I don't want to hear about it.
Such a good story, though.
I think we've spoken.
I've definitely told you. I told that story at a family luncheon picnic one day, and because my brother wasn't there and my sister-in-law, his wife, was crying she was screaming with laughter because she knew how humiliated he would get if he was there. And we were all pissing ourselves laughing so hard. And we had younger cousins who were just mortified that couldn't have even happened and that might happen to them. Because, everyone has a coming of age story where you have no idea about sex or anything like that. So you're completely innocent. It's like when I told you my, niece, she used to play with herself while watching The Wiggles, and you tell them when they're 21 and they're just mortified.
They're like, no, I didn't. Yeah,
it's natural.
It is
so natural.
Oh, gotcha. You don't know what you're doing when you're a kid. I used to hump this doll that was like the size of me, and my mum got it so I could dress it like a friend, and I'd undress it as soon as my mum left, and I would hump it.
Hump it, yeah. And I love that story about you.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite stories growing up.
Yeah,
one of my favourite childhood memories. I'd make my Barbie scissor.
Yep. Oh, God, didn't we all?
Yeah.
We loved a scissoring.
Good times.
Anyway, we digress. They are all pretty scary stories. So it is scary times. I can hear our producers killing themselves, but I can't see them.
There's some that's like, there's laughing and then there's also, wrap it up, this is cooked.
Tell them to get
Yeah,
We're
get
going harder.
just in case you haven't heard. Somebody I work with actually wrote me this and said, spoke of birthday sex to mum instead of his fiance. So if you listen to this, you know who you are. That would be kind of embarrassing for a son, I reckon, to talk about birthday sex with his mum. But I wouldn't care if I accidentally sent that to my mum. Oh my God, really embarrassing story. When I was younger, my first boyfriend, I'd never sex him, but we would do everything but. And my mum was out for dinner and she came home and he was allowed to sleep over. After a year of us being together. I think I was like 17 maybe. And I was still at school though. And he was going down on me and I was making really loud noises. And my mum came home and she was mortified. So, and we heard her shut the door and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, she's heard this. Anyway, she's totally, because I was a virgin and I was always said I wouldn't have sex till I was out of school because like religious things, if you fall pregnant, you can have an abortion, blah, 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 blah. Like this is how I thought being a Catholic and told. And the next day I was like, did you hear that? And she couldn't look at me. She was just like, why do you make sounds like that? Like, where have you learnt to do things like that? And
what was the sound?
Just like when someone's going down on you and fingering you, just like, It wasn't so loud. Like I had all downstairs to myself. It was just sounds and I wasn't expecting her to be home. And
I heard my friend making those sounds. We know her, you know her as well. And it was so high pitched that it was the most cringe-worthy thing.
Yeah, it's the worst when it's kind of like, it's weird because it's like we all do it, but when we hear someone else doing it. Anyway, my mum was so mortified and then she was like, you don't have to make sounds like that for a man. Like, you don't have to sound like that. Like, where did you learn it? And I was like, that's just the sounds I make. And it's not because I think it's sexy. It's just the sounds I make. Soz that you've never made those sounds before. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
It is.
Anyway, I had to tell her that he wasn't having sex with me because she was like, if you're having sex, like this is a whole nother conversation. We have to put you on the
that's
pill.
Even more awkward.
And I was like, it wasn't sex. He was licking my vagina, mother. And she was like, that's disgusting. Why do you let boys lick your vagina?
Oh, no.
My mum's going to hate this story. Because back then it's like her day and she's so like Catholic-y and she kind of was like mortified that I would be letting my boyfriend lick my vagina when I'm a teenager. But he was like, licking my vagina, soz about it.
Say lick my vagina one more time.
Licking my minge, licking my puss.
It was licking your vulva, actually.
Licking my
your vagina. Hopefully it wasn't licking your vagina. It's nothing worse than a man licks your vagina.
Well, not my outside.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, licking
your vulva.
The inside of my bits. Anyway, that was a scary. Actually, there you go. That's a scary story. That's a story.
Bloody scary story.
Ugh, I don't really want to talk about it anymore. I'm exhausted. I've had enough now.
Too. I feel like I need to have a bath or something.
Yeah, me too. You know what? I think that's a solid amount of chatting. You know, I think everybody's
Can I just end it on this one because I liked it?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about your brother again.
No, I could. There's another one. I've got another bad story if you'd like to hear it.
No, thank you.
This one from Anonymous sent a message to a friend while I was at work, but how much I hated my boss and saying he was condescending and rude. Let's just say I was using some very crude language. As soon as I hit send, I heard the ping of a phone coming from my boss's office. Wouldn't that be awful? Oh. I checked and I accidentally sent it to him. Okay, now this is my favourite part of the story. I quickly ran into his office and said, I've accidentally sent you an R-rated photo that wasn't meant for you. He happily passed his phone straight over. Smart woman. So she could delete it without him seeing. She did, however, cop a scolding for using her personal phone during business hours, which is worth a scolding. Absolutely worth the scolding. That is such a great lesson that so many people, like if you've done it to someone and you're in the same vicinity as them, go straight to them and say, I've sent you something really naughty. And
it's not meant for your eyes.
Not allowed to do that at work. So, if they don't hand their phone over straight away, just yell at them, creep, 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 until they do. Because that's a bit up.
That is cooked. I like
cooked, baked. Well, Angie. We come to another end.
It is.
We'll talk more on Thursday. A bit more spooky stuff. Let's have a whole Halloween week, shall we?
I would love that. Absolutely sick. Until then, ladies and gentlemen and everybody, you have the day that you deserve. Happy Halloween, and we shall chat to you on Thursday.
Love ya.
Love you. Bye.
Just while you're still here, we wanted to give a little shout out to a GoFundMe page for Perth teenager Cassius Turvey.
Cassius died on October 23rd from injuries he sustained 10 days earlier when he was allegedly bashed while walking home from school with a group of friends. Cassius was only 15 years old.
His death has sparked outrage and fear in the Indigenous community over fears that the attack was racially motivated.
Cassius's family have started a GoFundMe page to assist with the funeral expenses and the fight for justice for Cassius. If you search #Justice for Cassius on GoFundMe.com, you should find the page set up by his cousin Michelle.
And we also have a link to his GoFundMe in our bio of this particular episode.
There will also be vigils held for Cassius around the country this week, most of them being held Wednesday night. So make sure if you are available, you attend those, because that would be very much appreciated by his family and friends.